So I just heard a guy summarize like 5 or 7 points of Islam, and one of them was very similar to what Calvinists believe. So I asked this Grok program, I said, Calvinists believe that God is the one who chooses who gets to go to heaven and who goes to hell. So that's a very true thing of Calvinists and Reformed theology. I just heard that Islam believes the same thing. Allah chooses who gets to go to heaven and who gets to go to hell. Is this all true? So they reply, yes, your summary is broadly accurate for Calvinism, but the Islamic view, and it goes on to state that we have a little more responsibility if you believe in Islam, and that Allah guides the person. What I'm thinking here is that let's argue. If somebody was to propose a concept, if God was on one side and the devil was on the other, I believe the devil would be saying, "Hey, let's argue about all this stuff. Let's see if God, he's responsible for everything." And from a devilish point of view, or an adversary being headed for hell, and I believe God has offered him a way of salvation, but he's saying, "Oh, no, 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 no! God's responsible for my wanting to rebel and take over. It's not my doing. He did it. He's sovereign. I have no choice in the matter." So you've got the devil saying that. On the other side, you've got God saying, "Hey, I got a promise for you. If you're looking at all this stuff, and if you want to live with me forever, if you're looking around and you're going, hey, who built all this stuff? Who made all this stuff? Why did they do it?" And you're genuinely interested, and you want to be with the creator of the universe, who is remaining mysterious without any proof, any solid 100%. I want him to stand here in this room and tell me, personally invite me. Well, I think everybody who's listening to this has heard the message of salvation. We believe that Christ came to the earth, he died, he was buried for 3 days, proving that he did die. He rose again, proving he actually did a miracle. And that if we believe that promise, that he promised us the same thing. We die with him in a baptism sort of way. We identify with dying with him. And you can pause any of this and read it for yourself. I'm coming to a conclusion, so you don't have to go through all this arguing, which I think is what the devil would want. An adversary would say, "Oh, no, 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 don't look at the promise. Don't believe. All you got to do is believe the promise." And here's my final point. If you've ever been attracted to somebody, like when I was in second grade, we had Valentine's Day. You write somebody a Valentine, and you hope that they write you a Valentine of the same, level. You don't want to get dissed or thrown to the curb or laughed at. "Oh, look, this guy loves me. I'm just going to use him, look at his silly, idiotic, wants to be my Valentine." Well, I look at it as a very similar thing to love, and Valentine's Day of a second grader is that you see something or somebody and you want to initiate a relationship with them, and it's a very deep, mysterious kind of a love feeling where you want the best for each other. Because I think that's the definition of love, is wanting the best for another. And we want to stand with God and be his juror on Judgment Day, that God is a good God, and that I want to be with him forever. And God reaches down and says, "Yes, I want you also." He wants all of mankind, and he's just waiting for us to respond. He did the first effort, and we do the responding effort. So hopefully this eliminates the arguing between, Calvinists and Arminians, and now this thing with Islamists stating very much the same thing, but even giving people responsibility. But the whole thing is keeping us arguing and staying away from the fact that we do have the ability to trust God's promise through Christ, who came down to the earth to prove that this whole big plan is going to work out excellently, and that he is going to put the devil beneath his footstool, and will forever be able to learn from the mistakes of others, the misfortunes of the second most prominent entity that God created, who wanted to take over and have his own way. And we're to learn that, that's not going to end up correctly for eternity, that unlimited free will, like I'm going to do whatever I want no matter what, or God's a bad person kind of a mentality, that's going to be forever known as the wrong path. And let's not repeat it, right? Seems like it's repeated with Noah, and earth is going to get burned up here in 1,000 years or more, and we're going to be one with Christ, and we'll never be able to sin because we're going to be one with Christ, who came to earth and proved that he was a sinless man, and he loved people, and he judged accurately. And we'll have that same ability in heaven, one with him as his body, never ever going astray. So there you go. I hope this helps somebody.